Dear students, in order to understand what preposition actually is, rather than mugging up its definition like a parrot, we need to disintegrate this sweet word preposition to get two different words which are mentioned below. First word, that is the root word, is pre, and the another root word is position. So my dear students, I want to tell you that this root word pre actually means before, and another root word which is position, it means place. Hence, after getting the meanings of these disintegrated words, we will now use them to derive the meaning of preposition. A preposition is a word which is placed before a noun or pronoun in order to show its position in relation with some other noun or pronoun used in a sentence. For example, the ball is on the table. Over here, the position of ball with respect to table is being shown or highlighted by the word which is on. And my dear students, since you all are very smart enough, you are easily able to understand or identify that this on is actually a preposition. Now, my dear students, I would like to share with you all this fact that prepositions are being categorized on the basis of their use in a sentence as well as on the basis of the construction of prepositions themselves. Based on their use in a sentence, preposition is further subcategorized into following categories. The first category is preposition of time. Second category is preposition of place or position. Third category is preposition of movement. Then preposition of direction, and the last one is preposition of agent. If we just look on the next basis on which prepositions are also classified, that is based on the construction of preposition themselves, so we'll find out that preposition is again categorized into another subgroups, that is simple preposition, double preposition and compound preposition. Let's move ahead with the first subcategory of preposition done on the basis of their use in a sentence. And the first category which I am placing over here is preposition of place or position. So we are going to discuss which are the prepositions that come under this category. So my dear students, you can see on the screen that there are various prepositions which are being highlighted or enlisted under this subcategory. First one is at, in, above, below, over, under, before, after, on, by, beside, behind, among, amongst, amid and amidst. Now let's discuss the uses of these prepositions in detail. The first set of prepositions which I am going to discuss in detail over here is at or in. So let's understand where are we going to use at or in. At is generally used to locate the objects in relation to smaller geographical area such as village, locality, city. On the other hand, in is generally used to locate the objects in relation to larger geographical area such as district, state, country, continent and metropolis. That means metropolitan cities. So after coming to know the use of these prepositions, let's understand their usage with the help of examples. As you can see, I have written few sentences to help you in understanding the uses of these prepositions clearly. In my first sentence I have written over here, my office is at Patliputra colony. Now, why did I use at over here? My dear students, the reason behind using at in this sentence is because Patliputra colony is the name of locality. And if you remember, while discussing the usage of at preposition, I have clearly mentioned that this can be used in place of, or you can say, at preposition can be used before the name of any village, locality, or city. So since it's a locality, I have used at over here. In the next sentence, which is my aunt lives in Kolkata. In this sentence, I have used in preposition. The reason behind using in preposition in this sentence is because Kolkata is a metropolitan city, and as I have also clearly mentioned that it can be used before the name of any district, state, country, continent, or metropolis. So since it's a metropolis, therefore I have used in preposition. Let's move on to the third sentence, which is her uncle lives in Pune. Now, the reason behind using in again over here is Pune is the name of a town. In the fourth sentence, I have used in again because Asia is the name of continent. So, and the last one is my grandfather stays at Ramchandrapur. Now, why did I use at over here? The reason is because Ramchandrapur is the name of village. So I hope you must be clear with the usage of at or in. Now, our next preposition, which is waiting for discussion, is on. On refers to, first, an object in rest position. If it is at rest, then over there you can use on preposition. The next one is it also helps to show the contact of an object with the upper surface of any other object. Whenever you place anything over another object, its surface comes in contact with another. So if such contact occurs between the surfaces, we generally use on preposition. Now, after coming to know the usage of this preposition, let's move towards its examples. So you can see over here, the pencil is on the bench. The reason why I have used on over here is just because to show that the pencil is static. The pencil is at rest and it is being kept on the bench. And on the other side, it also tells that the surface of pencil is in contact with the bench. Similarly, I have also written another sentence with this preposition, which is she is standing on the chair. Mr. Sharma is walking on the road. So when you will have a look on these three sentences related to the use on, then you will understand that on is generally used to show any object which is at rest, or it is also used to show the contact of an object with the another object. But you may be wondering that Rohit sir has written a sentence like this, Mr. Sharma is walking on the road. Now while walking, we are not in rest position. But my dear students, you need to be very much clear that if we just have a look on the second point, that means the second point highlights that the contact should be there. So when you walk, your sole, your shoe's sole are in contact with the road surface. So in order to show that contact, again you have used on over here. Moving ahead, we have another set of preposition which are between, among, or amongst. Now what is the difference between this preposition, that is between, or among, or amongst? My dear students, I want to clarify over here that between is generally used for two persons or objects. So between is generally used for two persons or objects. On the other hand, you can use either among or amongst. Both are correct, my dear students. You can use either among or amongst in case of more than two persons or things. That means if you have any group of people where there are three members, if you have a group of objects where you have three things, over there you are supposed to use among or amongst. Both are correct. I'm just saying it second time. Among or amongst, both the prepositions work similarly. Wherever you find that there are more than three members, more than three things, then over there you need to write among or amongst. And generally these two prepositions are related to the questions which are generally based on the distribution of any objects. So that will be clear when you will just go through my examples which are waiting for you. So let's move on towards examples. First one is, she is standing between two girls. So over here it is very much clear that there are two girls, and in between those two girls, who is standing? She. So that's why I have used over here between. Who is younger between the two boys? Since the boys are two in number, that's why I will use over here between. And in third sentence, if you just have a look on it, you will be very much clear why have I told you before that between, among or amongst is also used to highlight the distribution of any objects. So over here it is written, distribute these chocolates among or amongst the students. Now over here I have not mentioned the number, but after seeing the word students, you must get an idea that it is more than two. It has to be distributed amongst every student who is present in the class. So that's why, since it is more than two, therefore I have used among or amongst. That's why I have highlighted over here among or among. That means both are correct. You can use either of them, not both. You can use either of them. If you choose among, that is also correct. If you choose amongst, that one is also correct. Nobody can deduct your marks. Okay, so like this, I hope you must be also clear with the use of among or amongst. Next one is our preposition, is another set of preposition which is above or below. Now generally we also have a confusion, where should we use above or below, right? Sometimes the children used to get confused with over or under too. So in place of over they write above, in place of under they write below, because they find that both are very much similar in use, but there is some very clear distinction between these sets of preposition. So first I am going to discuss about above or below, and then I will discuss over or under. So my dear students, above refers to a raised level in comparison to any standard level. That means there should be some level, and in comparison to that level you have certain things at the higher position. So in that context we are supposed to use above preposition. On the other hand, below refers to lower level in comparison to any standard level. That it's a time to understand these prepositions with the help of examples. In the first sentence where I have written, the water of rivers in Bihar is flowing above red mark. So if in the context of that level, if you just see that the level of the water in the rivers has raised up, so over there you need to write above, which I have written over here too. And the second one is the work accomplished. Accomplished means done or completed. So the work completed by you is below my expectation. That means I have certain level of expectation in my mind, and in comparison to that standard, your work, your quality of work is found to be at low level. So that's why when you have a comparison of of any things level, it could be of river, it could be of your work, it could be of your feelings, anything. If you find it to be higher than any other level of expectation or feelings or anything, then you can use above. And if you find anything which is very much lower to your expectation, to your feelings to your standards of feeling or level, then over there you can use below. Now let's come to the next set of preposition which I have told you that I am going to discuss, that is over or under. Over is used to highlight the vertically upward position. See, above was also used to show the upward rise, right? Whereas below is used to show the downward fall. But you need to understand what is the difference between over and above. Above, again I am telling, that is used to show the raised up height of your level with respect to the another level or the standard level. But over is used to highlight the vertically upward position. That means your position in respect to the other. If you are at 90 degree and it is pointing towards upward position, then in that case you are going to use over instead of above. Whereas under show or highlight the vertically downward position. That means again vertically downward over here refers to the 90 degree, that is perpendicularly downward. Then over there you need to use under. Now let's understand with the examples. Bird is flying over my head. That means the bird's position with respect to your head is 90 degree and they will not fly at a height which is vertically downward. So definitely they'll fly in upward position and that position is at 90 degree. So I'm going to use over there over. In the same way, the sun is shining over my head. That means the sun is shining at 90 degree in upward position and that position is in the context of or in relation to my head. So that's why I'm using over. And I'm using in the third sentence under. Why under? Because the river generally flows in downward position and that the position of river in relation to bridge is at 90 degree downward side. So I will use under. Similarly, in the fourth also, the girl is standing under the roof. I have used under again because the girl's position with respect to the roof is vertically downward, that is 90 is downward position which is at an angle of 90 degree. So I hope this one is also clear and you are very much clear about the usage of over or under as well as above and below, because these two sets of prepositions are the places where the chances of getting confused in terms of use is high. Next one is behind. So behind refers to rare position. That means if your position with respect to another is such a way that nobody could see you, then in that case you are going to use behind. So as you can see over here, I have mentioned certain sentences where the behind's use is very much clear. Let's move on to the next one, that is before or in front of. Yeah, both of them are somewhere very much similar in the usage, but there is again a clear distinction between the use. What is that distinction? What is the difference between their use? Let's understand that. Before is generally placed or generally used for a person, whereas in front of is used for the things. So going to be very much clear with the help of examples. Let's look at those. The first you can see over here, I have used he stood before me during assembly. Why I have used before over here? Because me is a pronoun which is an objective case and it is highlighting any person. So therefore I have used before. On the other hand, in the second sentence, I have used in front of because the bike is an object, so that's why I have used in front of. So meaning of these prepositions are very much similar, but their usage is having some distinction. You need to be very much clear about their usage. Now let's move on to the next, that is beside or by. Beside or by, again they are very much similar in the meaning and either of them can be used to refer to the adjacent position. Adjacent position means next to. Anything which is placed just next to you, such position is called adjacent position, and therefore in order to highlight its adjacent position, you need to use beside or by. Both are applicable, both are correct, provided your sense of the meaning should not get disturbed. And the last but not the least, amid or amidst. Amid or amidst refers to the position again, but they means in the midst of. That means in the middle of. Or their meanings would be clear when you'll just have a look of the examples. The shop is located amid or amidst. I have used both the words, both the prepositions in order to make you understand that both the prepositions could be used provided your sense of the meaning should not get disturbed. So over here, the shop is located amid or amidst the houses. That means that shop's position is in the middle of the surrounding houses. On the other hand, if we just have a look on the next sentence, which is he stood amidst or amid the leaders. That means there are lots of leaders, and in the middle of those leaders, this boy is standing. So with this, I just conclude my discussion of the preposition of place or position. I hope you are very much clear with these prepositions. but their usage is having some distinction. So you need to be very much clear about usage. Now let's move on to the next, that is beside or by. Beside or by, again they are very much similar in the meaning. Either of them can be used to refer to the adjacent position. Adjacent position means next to, anything which is placed just next to you. If you are sitting in a class, if any boy of any or any girl is sitting next to you over there, such position is called adjacent position. And therefore, in order to highlight adjacent position, you need to use beside or by. Both are applicable, both are correct, only you need to be very much clear where when I should use them. And the last but not the least, amid or amidst. Amid or amidst refers to the position again, but they means in the midst of. That means in the middle of. Their meanings would be clear when you'll just have a look of the examples. The shop is located amid or amidst. I have used both the words, both the prepositions, in order to make you understand that both the prepositions could be used animation slides with each explanation, so that if you're not able to understand through my lectures, then you can see the videos and then you'll be able to relate when those prepositions should be used, or which are the cases where I can use these prepositions. So thank you my students for listening me so patiently.